Or not.
Mm.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the CCCs run by the CPL, the Clan Championship Cup. This is the free-for-all match round 2 kicking off here today. We have members from multiple communities from Team Liquid, represented by Cow Go Moo. DI, Damage Incorporated, is represented by Golden RPGs. Rom is representing Clan Overpowered. Virtual Alert representing Clan Knights of Civilization.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say.
And Rolf is representing Clan Sun Z.
Oh, he's got some better choices this time, I think.
Players are locking in their civs now, and they're readying up. Go ahead and ready up when you're good to go, and we will get this started.
After that initial crash on turn 14 or whatever it was, the last game ran pretty smoothly.
Right? Pretty thankful. It helps when you knock on everything made of wood in your house, I'm telling you. I'm waiting on you to ready up, Rom.
Yep, sorry.
And here we go. Round 2 of the CCC free-for-all match.
From the first stirrings of life,
We get to observe as England today.
the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Your Majesty the Queen Victoria of England, extend your reach beyond your borders and across the face of the globe. Worry not over the possibility of defeat, for your loyal redcoats and overwhelming navy will surely carry the day. With your calm and steady touch, you can bring all lands under England's sway, establishing a true Pax Britannica.
Here we are loaded into another unique landmass here. This one, an axe maybe? Maybe hand axe, the blade right there. Coming out. This thing would break if it were ever a real thing, but... Let's take a look and see where our players have spawned. Playing Russia at the bottom of the map here. Has some tundra to work with, actually. Is Rom, representing Clan Overpowered. Playing as Egypt is DI's Golden RPGs. Big old gap over here. Playing Germany. Cow Go Moo from Team Liquid. Playing Persia, representing the Knights of Civilization, is Virtual Lurch. And playing as Rome.
Hey guys, I have difficulties here. I have a UI problem.
Really? It's interesting.
Can you guys hear me?
I can.
Can you hear me?
That's interesting. What's going on?
I think it's because I have the other. I think I have my mods enabled. So, I mean, I'm fine with just keeping this, the same start at turn one. We can just load turn one, but I would need to just disable all my mods.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's fine. We'll just throw a quick...
Yeah, because we all can just bump in really quick anyways.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that'll
guys.
be fine. We shouldn't need to delete our folders or anything like that, I wouldn't think.
What happened?
One of his mods seems to have carried over when it shouldn't have and caused an issue with his graphics.
Oh.
So we're just going to remake the lobby. I'm just going to load turn one, so we're going to have the same starts. No one's going to, get a little silly. I even have the autosave, of course, so... The lobby is up when you're all ready to come in. We shouldn't have any issues. That's
Yeah, we
really
should be good.
interesting to hear about a UI error. That's the first time that's happened so far.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why it's inconsistent like that, but sometimes it happens.
Yeah, it's just part of some of the errors that the game has right now. It's still very young for a Civilization game. It's only about a year old. Waiting for Furch and Rom.
Yep, I'm just disabling everything first.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm joining you now.
Furch is in. And Rom's in. Alright, go ahead and ready up, guys. We'll get right back into the swing of things. And we're right back into the swing of things, guys. Sorry about the issue, but, if players need a re-lobby, we can do so. And it's not going to re-roll the map, so it's going to be the exact same starts for loading the autosave.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Your Majesty the Queen Victoria of England, extend your reach beyond your borders and across the face of the globe. Worry not over the possibility of defeat, for your loyal redcoats and overwhelming navy will surely carry the day. With your calm and steady touch, you can bring all lands under England's sway, establishing a true Pax Britannica.
Wait, we didn't change any settings for round 2, did we? It's all the same.
Should be.
Okay.
Does it look better now with Rum?
We'll find out once I can plant my city. Yep, it looks good for me.
Do you have that thing where the city banner didn't show up?
Right.
You've been practicing for the
Pick it up
CPL
right
tournament?
where we left off.
Maybe.
Playing
It's
Rome.
okay, man, I'm not in it anymore.
Representing Sun Z, Rolf Jason. Definite bit of openness in this one. A little more evenly spread, kind of. There's a definite open gap here between our German and Arabian player. We'll see how that gets taken advantage of, but I don't imagine Russia taking too kindly. However, he does have an early second horse that he probably will make use of to take care of his Arabian neighbor. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see the Mamluk timing. Our Arabian player are getting a pretty good settle here with some hills, a marsh for food, some crabs for gold. Down in Russia here, the land grabbing the crabs. Oranges even. Absolutely wonderful hills here with some tundra as well, getting that bonus. I have to admit, Room 9, it takes a while to get used to, but once you do, it feels really weird to look at the normal map where you just don't see anything. Planting on the cattle with our German player here along a river. Has some really nice tiles around him to make use of. Look at that, another chunk of 3 horses like the last map. At least it's not on a little island, huh? No Super Trolley Galapagos. Oh, speaking of wonders. There's Yosemite. We'll see if Persia's able to make good use of that, and oh my goodness. Pio Pio Tahi. Some good wonders on this map for sure. Look at that little narrow land stretch there. That's going to make invading each other incredibly difficult. Taking another look around to see if there are any other natural wonders on the map here. Zanzibar will be a lovely city to take. And there's a Galapagos, actually pretty well situated. Lisbon will be another good city to destroy as well to make use of that. Definitely not bad starts for our players here. However, the land crunch will become apparent over time. But as we saw in our first round game, with just 8 cities, you can run away with the game if you're allowed to. So we'll definitely have to see how what we saw last game will impact some of the choices made by our players in this game. Oh, the amount of gold that'll be generated by that city. It's going to be a good one. Rome will be finding his neighbor in relatively short order. We might see another standoff between legions and immortals. But the difference between the two is quite a bit different than the last game. And of course different civs, different players playing each civ. I don't, of course, require the players to do so, but I do appreciate them accommodating to people that are wanting to watch. Super early builder out of Calco Moo here. Calco Moo settled on cow. Rolf once again naming himself after his clan. Second scout coming out of Furch here. Man, what wonderful land. If Furch scouts this and manages to get these good settles down here to make the most of these two natural wonders near him, he will definitely be gaining quite a lead. Just depends on when he chooses to take advantage of it, if he's allowed to. Germany is definitely on his own a little bit. So you have a couple players that are close to each other, and you have two that have a lot of space. But we've seen all too often before what can happen with just eight cities and a little bit of room. Arabia and Russia probably caught a glimpse of... Oh, no, they didn't. They're on opposite sides of the hill. And he's in the woods, so definitely doesn't know yet. No one has met anyone just yet. They're barely missing each other. Oh, gets the declare onto Persia. No movement for you, buddy. Poor Persia. Both games so far, just no luck. Well, I say that, but Eiffel played a phenomenal game. He did get to use his movement a little bit, but players were pretty quick on the draw. Second scout coming out for Rome. Scout coming out for Germany. Got a mine going. I wonder where this builder's going to go. Must be a settler coming out soon. Arabia will be finding Rom very soon, I imagine. Slinger is bought. I see. So they definitely know where each other are, more or less. Furch has got to be jumping for joy scouting that natural wonder right next to him, and the one right over there below him. Probably going to be racing a settler over to take full advantage of this. Good culture, good gold. When he gets down here, good science, good gold. Good copper mine right there. 1113. Oh, absolutely wonderful. Now Rome has one horse in his area, but it's next to Amsterdam. And he can't settle close enough to really grab it unless he settles on the 2-2 and buys it. So that being the case, he's likely going to bash Amsterdam with legions, and he'll just use his legions to push down onto Furchillage. But there is a lot of flat land, so the legions will be moving at 2 tiles a clip instead of the 1 hill, 1 hill, 1 wood that we normally see on maps. So we could see a legion push. Settler coming out escorted by the Slinger. A settler coming out from Rom as well, but if he is not careful, if he catches wind of this lone settler, it could be a problem. I think he'll get away with it if he's planting below these sheep. Definitely going to be starting the turn here. Definitely want to see if our Arabian player, Golden RPGs, gets wind of this lone settler. Could force an early plant somewhere Rom didn't want it to be. Although I do think this is where he wants it. He may put it over here. These are both pretty good spots for the Russian land grab. Set the builder out the tile because he knew it was expanding there for the land grab. He probably purchased the cow tile. The cattle. Players continuing to explore their area. Settler coming out for Fertilurch. I do not see a settler just yet for Rolf. That's sugar though. Oh, that city's gonna grow quick. City-states seem to be quite a bit more spread this time. We don't have all of them next to 2 players. We have a few over here, we have 4 over here, we have 3, 4 over there. So a very, very good split, at least in terms of accessibility. Rom is very likely going to plant right here. This scout is just, it's not going to happen. There's no promotion on the scout for the hill movement, so he will have no problem whatsoever. Rom's warrior moving in to harass and block to deny this settle. Warrior coming over to check out Yaroslav. Meanwhile, in the east, the scout is escorting the settler, presumably to this tile here. This 1-1 in order to grab all of this. This lush rainforest is going to be wonderful once he hits bronze working. No settler coming out of Rolf just yet. I'm wondering if it's right around the corner. Telling you, this land right here, drop a city like right there for a canal maybe, with the reason for it being to get frigates into this lake. Maybe a city right there, and just put frigates and battleships in here. This would be the trolliest thing ever. Look at my 5 tiles of battleships just, you know, being a pain in the ass for you for the rest of the game. Hey Eddie, how's it going? Yeah, I am spectating. I am the observer, caster, commentator for this match. Hope you are enjoying it as much as we are. So far it's kicking off with people just scouting around. We do have some action on the left here though. They are blocking the settle here. At least Rom is trying to block the settle from the Golden RPGs. Definitely going to have to make some more military units to force this warrior and scout out of here. Hopefully kill them for Rom. However, Germany here is in the middle, but not in a bad way in the middle, because there's no one really close to him, except for perhaps Rome. Persia is a pretty close neighbor as well if he gets the movement boost. Her settler coming out for Rolf here. Let's see what he does with it here in a moment. This settler has to be into that 1-1, or it's going around here somewhere. Builder coming out for Furch's Persia. Nothing new popping out for Rome just yet. Settler's chugging along, presumably to get to the scout here, to give him the horse. Thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it, and so do the players here playing today. It's because of the energy and support that you guys are giving from the viewership and the chat that they're really giving it their all for. So I'm sure they really love it as much as I do. Hope you guys are enjoying the match as much as I am. For those of you that missed the first round match, I will be uploading that to my YouTube channel tonight after the rounds are completed. This is a 3-round series, and we will likely be switching players out for the 3rd round game, because no one, it's not really feasible per se to be playing 18-20 hours of Civ straight. We are taking healthy breaks between each round as well. Let the players get up, stretch, get their subs, tag out as they need to. Golden RPG is choosing to settle towards Rom here, actually. And Rom declaring a Golden RPG is choosing to hit the scout. Or the slinger, I'm sorry, with the scout. And if he can get onto this hill, or even to this woods, it'd be a big deal. Oh, he's going to have this surrounded. But he will be able to move and settle if Rom is not... Oh, but he's threatening. This will be interesting. The first move will dictate whether that city drops. This could be a really big deal for Rom if he can deny this. Or if Golden RPGs does get it down, that could be a really big course for him. Especially if he gets a trader to his capital from that city, in order to get through all of that rough terrain incredibly quickly. Germany declares on Persia here. Likely to settle on the sugar here. I thought he was going to go out to the scout here, but seeing these two, he may choose just to drop it there instead. And that city will grow incredibly quickly. Furch just not able to catch a break today. No one is letting him. Trader coming out for Persia, nice and early. That is a foreign trader. Research complete. And now he will use that to make his road, presumably to his capital, to get through these hills and this rainforest a lot quicker. Although depending on the quests of the city-states that are provided to him, he may choose otherwise. Ostia going down just below the capital here. He may have to, yeah, he'll have to buy out to this horse. It's a 3rd tile reach. Rolf definitely got the short stick on this match compared to his Germany game last round. Frankfurt settled on the sugar as expected. Rome declares on Amsterdam. Surprised to see that so early. Imagine another settler is going to come out soon to grab this horse as well. Meanwhile, over in the west, Arabia did get the settle down. Warriors being made by Rom. Russia picking up Divine Spark. God of the Open Sky picked up by Rome. But that's going to irk Germany pretty bad when he sees God of the Open Sky not selectable. It's quite a few pastures. There's the other settler coming out for Germany. He's going to grab that horse. Definitely an interesting match going on. Have some early wars here. Hopefully these players will not irrelevance each other. Third settler coming out for Arabia behind this. He needs to be careful about this. Sure, getting cities down is nice, but if he doesn't do something in terms of military, Rom will start taking cities off of him. So he's got to be careful. It's very early in the game. We're going to be starting our round right here where the action's at. Low rolls the scout. Oh, unfortunate. Rom doing what he can to block the settle. Does not want Arabia to get horse. Okay, we'll move, securing that second horse. Definitely going to be bashing Kabul. Might even settle a city here on this desert tile. Let's get this mountain access. Another settler coming out from Furch, as well as Rolf. Builders coming. Looking back. Back scout's fortified. He's withdrawing. Across the river has promotions. Moving the scout away. Improving tiles behind it. Rolf continuing, or Rom, I apologize, continuing to make warriors here. As he is going to end up sieging the city, most likely very soon. Slinger hits the scout. Archer's coming out of Germany already, as he's making probably a show of force, or is just going to get rid of that scout by killing it, or just shooting it and scaring it off. Probably also getting ready to bash a city-state or two. You can see where some of the iron is based on the tile changes. Some iron there will guarantee Rome knights later on if he chooses to upgrade into them. The scout settler, I wonder if it's going to go down to this natural wonder here.
Don't.
Archer hits the scout here. And let's see what Arabia and Russia do next. I have to be careful with these early wars. Could become irrelevant in the process if you take too long. Likely move and settle here. Definitely forward settling at Persia. Likely to see some very fast legions come out. He is just going to begin assaulting Persia, but he declared on Amsterdam. And Amsterdam is kind of fighting. Probably go try and pillage his stuff if he has any improvements up. That's a very early campus. Isn't quite done yet. No encampments down either. Much more exciting early game than we had in our first round. Germany taking fertility rights for the increased growth in his cities. You're going to have to look for the one science tile. Because my Civ, my England, as I'm portraying as in this game, right? Because it is, I am not progressing through the eras and researching the technologies required. I can't see them, but I can see the tile values. So I'm able to see where the iron is as people discover it. If that makes any sense. I can also go and view strategic resources later on throughout the game. Through the diplomacy screen like anyone else. First expansion Mecca from Arabia is under siege. First horse is secured for Persia. May not be for long, and Rolf does know about it. He has a scout watching. However, he he may lose his capital to a city-state if he's not too careful. Rolling into turn 24. Third settler coming out for Rom. Probably putting it somewhere over here so he can grab into these horse tiles. Yeah, it's 3 away. 3 away. Might grab it. Mecca might go down next turn. Maybe. Definitely starting our turn off here. Don't want to miss a city capture by turn 25. Just waiting for Rom to finish up his turn here so we can get into turn 25. Absolutely wonderful game so far. Action-packed. Mecca is taken by Russia here, but he may not hold it for long. Very explosive start to this game. I'm sorry, Rolf, but I am secretly rooting for Amsterdam here. To be fair, you did win the last match, but it would be hilarious to see you lose a city to a city-state. That's not going to happen, though, because the AI doesn't really think about its movements very well. Oh, the tiles of Amsterdam. As you might be able to hear, I am joined by my youngest co-caster, my 2-year-old. Oh, those tiles on Amsterdam are just wonderful. Double rice above it, sugar. God, that city will 10 pop easy. Definitely need to swap these warriors out. Fortify. Oh, it's close. Oh my goodness. This is a slugfest. Builder's coming out for Germany. He is just building up behind all of this warfare going on. But once these two slug it out, if one of them dies, they'll have probably all of this. This will probably be the cutoff. Somewhere around here. Or even just behind Valletta. That is a lot of land to settle in Sin. That's a ton. And you're going to have 2 commercials to trade with, assuming you don't just slug one off completely. We're going to keep watching the slugfest going on between Arabia and Russia. Oh, what a match already. Another settler coming up for Persia. Roll fighting off the Amsterdam onslaught. Likely a very easy secure city-state now. However, he is going to have to settle somewhere around here to make sure Germany can't get into his lands. Oh, they are now at peace. So he's going to deal with them later. He wants to go kill his Persian neighbor, I would assume. Archers coming out of Arabia now. This could make a big difference in the war. However, trader being sent. So close on Mecca. May fall next turn, but we'll see. These warriors might do lethal damage. Meanwhile, Persia getting their 4th settler moving forward. Going to the Salt here is where he'll probably settle to get that lake settle on his side. That's going to be very difficult to push. And if when he goes to archers and presumably immortals, it's going to be nearly impossible to get that off. Wondering if this settler is going to the scout or over here to lock that western passage. Archer tech coming out for Persia as he's upgrading a slinger. So one of the better parts about slingers, they're very cheap to upgrade. I mean, warriors to swords are as well, but in the early game, 40 to 50 gold is a big deal, where a slinger to archer is only 20. Rom securing Mecca for himself as he's presumably building up behind this, at least I hope so. Has his iron down, so these will be turning into swordsmen. Calgrim using a archer to secure his second horse. Campus commercial getting thrown down. Commercial has not been completed by Rolf. Taking a quick look at the great person points. Nobody is on the table just yet. But we are definitely going to see some early game aggression come out of our Roman player, our Persian player, and already out of Arabia and Russia. These archers could be big game changers, but this terrain is not friendly to ranged units, at least not around Mecca it's not. Looks like another iron is right here as well. The gap between these players is actually very small, navally speaking. So if naval units come to fruition later on... Oh, and there is the archer there as well promoted. Swordsman upgrade coming out of Russia here. This has got to scare the daylights out of Golden RPGs here. He needs something more. And I believe that is a 2 promoted swordsman as well, probably with Tortoise and Battlecry. So it will have a very, these archers and these warriors are going to have a very difficult time dealing with these swordsmen. Battlecry providing +7 in melee combat against other melee units, and Tortoise allowing +10 to defense against ranged attacks. Furch posturing up against Rome here knows these legions are going to come sooner or later. He stopped by to get archers though, so we will see how that works out, because I'm assuming Rolf will have rushed legions. I mean, he did stop by to at the very least get writing. I have not seen a commercial hub drop. Encampment thrown down for DI's Golden RPGs. Hoping a general will help turn the tide here. It may. Depends how fast he can get it and what units he has to support it with. Goodness gracious, 57 damage to that archer. 44 on the warrior fortified. Another sword getting up, another sword being upgraded from a warrior. And Rom using his scouts to make sure that he does not lose his iron. Horses coming out of Germany. We're going to see some city-states get bashed the daylights out of, more than likely. Or, who knows, he may backdoor Rolf or Furch, or maybe even both, and just sweep them both, pull the rug out from under them. That would be absolutely astounding. Campus getting placed. We actually have one completed now. The Pasha will very likely go to Germany, as Rome is probably going to be engaged in war here very shortly. Does not have time to finish his campus, it looks like. Builder coming out of Furch's capital here as he's improving his land. Rom's sword's continuing to push forward, but there was a promotion on this warrior, so this tile will continue to hold. Archers shooting at the swordsman on the rainforested hill. That is a +6, probably even a +16 against those archers. For those wondering, we will begin looking at demographics at starting around roughly turn 40 to 50, depending on progress being made by the players. No! Rolf actually puts envoys in Amsterdam, causing it to declare war on Rolf. Rolf's military is actually down, squaring off with Persia. He will need to make more units to deal with this, because they're going to pillage his stuff. Meanwhile, Germany is setting up a CS wrecking crew on Kabul. Another horse going around, presumably to Leventa. Arabia and Russia still squaring away here. Really going at it. Start of the turn rolling over here. Swords are moving forward. Kabul has been declared on by Germany. Not a surprise there. Warrior escorting the settler here, presumably to go up. Oh, wow. One right up in his face with that settler. Swordsman is getting focus fired by these archers. It is going to whittle him down. If he can't kill these archers off, he needs to retreat these swordsmen. Definitely don't want to lose a sword with 2 promotions on it. He needs to get this second iron online so that he can start producing swordsmen. Kabul likely to fall next turn to the CS wrecking crew that is Germany. Furch building up, however, Rolf moving a unit back. Must realize that he needs it in the defense. Let's see if Kabul can survive the attack. Oof, no. No, Kabul is taken by Germany. Rom Swordsman kills the archer at the end of the turn, promotes this turn. Definitely does not have enough to kill this swordsman now, not fortified. That's a plus 12 on that forested hill there. Iron coming online for Rome. Doesn't need it for swords, but will definitely appreciate having it from knights. Warriors being upgraded into legions on the border. Would not be surprised to see some Roman forts get placed. Ton of slingers coming out of Rome here. Going to be making a bunch of archers, probably to go deal with Amsterdam, or at the least reinforce his legions. Germany not too amped to make a whole bunch of horses here, just getting his districts placed, locking in and setting up for his Hansa drops. Meanwhile, over with Russia and Arabia here. Not a whole lot has changed since the early turns, but the swordsmen are advancing. Golden RPGs does need to be making some more military units. If he doesn't, I really fear that he's going to lose this fight. Rom settling behind in this war. Legions are moving forward on Persia, choosing to take action before he can get his immortals up. But he does have a lot of archers to support these warriors. And these archers will whittle these legions down. And if he allows these archers to get a lot of promotions, it's going to be very hurtful for him when the medieval era hits with these crossbows. Germany is being played by Epic Cowgo Mu, who was representing Team Liquid, but I've just been informed that Team Liquid has withdrawn due to a conflict, we'll say. I'm not too sure on all the details there. This match already looking much better than the last one we had. We have players fighting early, not a whole bunch of SimCity fest to be watched just yet. It's actually much more action-packed. Rom's fourth city and presumably fifth shortly being dropped here. Swords beginning to advance. Definitely need to see some more military units out of Golden RPGs if he hopes to hold the line here. Legions advancing, archers are raining down on them. Have to be careful though not to feed them too many promotions either. It does work both ways. Roll for maintaining control of Amsterdam. Germany choosing to peace Persia here. That'll give, if Persia declares later on, give that movement back for free. That could come to bite Calgo Mu in the butt a lot later. A couple of hoists poising around Leventa to take it. Persia seeing there's just tons of land down here. City's 5 and soon to be 6 coming down for Rom. Definitely be a shame if Golden RPGs would have snatched that settler. Especially when it's being shaken right in front of them like that. Gotta be careful when you're moving units like that. Calgo Mu exploring this western strip here. Realizing, wow, there's a whole bunch of land out here. What's going on? Legion's being produced by Rome, hard built now. Taking a quick look at the great people here. Germany leading the charge. He did project out Hypatia. So Germany's libraries will have an additional science point apiece. This legion out front by the city does promote. I'm surprised to see this warrior moved forward, not as a legion. I'm surprised he didn't wait to promote it first. Maybe he feels he just doesn't need it to take the city. Warriors moving forward. You have some slingers here in the back. The slingers are definitely still upgradable where they are, though. This warrior, on the other hand, will remain a warrior just like the other one. However, Rome does have the benefit of their roads behind this. They do get their roads automatically built when they drop or conquer a city, and it leads back to their capital. Wowza. Germany declares on Leventa. Leventa has walls, though. This is going to take quite a bit longer. He does get a builder out of it, at least. This 6th city from Rom is going to be an aqueduct from that 2 food tile, most likely. My goodness, though. That is right in his face. Definitely making the most of his room, though. It was a perfect 4 and 4 from Lisbon and the capital from Golden RPGs. You have to be very careful when you're attacking with your garrison units from cities you're holding. Because as they take damage, the benefit they provide to the city is diminished. So the overall combat strength of your city will go down as its unit's damaged. That's why it's best to have a ranged unit in there, or just a fortified unit that's the best melee unit you have, just as it has higher combat strength to add to the city. Swords and archers just surrounding Arabia here. Hopefully has a plan up his sleeve. Starting at turn 40 and every 10 turns after, we will be looking at the demographics for each civ, including science, culture per turn, the military strength. We'll also be keeping track of great people best as we can. Immortals. Immortals coming out of Persia now. That'll make a really big difference. There's German horse. I wonder if it's just going to watch the pass here. Or will it look to actually make a raid? See if it can pillage some tiles. Promotion gets off on that Legion, it'll be a second promotion up. So he starts hammering into the other one, starts shooting at the warrior on the other side there. And so Tarsus will not be taken, not anytime soon. Chariots coming out of Rolf. I wonder if stirrups are around the corner. Let's take a look at the tech tree here. Doesn't give us an exact thing, but if he goes from horseback riding straight into stirrups, we won't see it on the tree. Meanwhile, in Arabia, Russia's pushing the attack, taking tiles over, trying to siege the city, but walls go up for golden RPGs. Needs to get that archer in the city so that it can provide help and cover and start whittling down these swordsmen. Not to neglect our German player. He is just simming away here. I believe this is his first Hansa. Just a +2 and 3 for now. +1 and +2. There's a little Hansas for now, but their support bonuses are not yet completely built, so we will see those increase drastically over the course of the game. Rome's push into Persia has been a little slower than he probably wanted, but he's definitely making headway.
Where's there? Never.
Using an immortal to hold the city of Susa to give it a much greater military strength to defend with when these melee units start slamming into it, as well as being able to shoot out as well. Immortals are significantly stronger than archers. It's a half step to the crossbow, actually. Encampment coming down for Persia. Well, this sword very well may die if he's not careful. Choosing to fortify it. Oh, the encampment completes. There's going to be 2 shots. Third with the archer in the city. He can shoot from here, but that sword could smack the hell out of it. Golden RPGs once again showcasing his ability to really hang on there when it looks like his thread's going to get cut. Just as he did with his Japan game in the last round where he was attacked by Epic Calgo Mu with horses. It looked really bad at first, but he really dragged it out and really slowed down Calgo Mu's Russia because he delayed that war for so many turns. Basically looking at him saying, fine, you know what? If you're going to take me, fine, you can take me. But you're going to be wasting a lot of time doing it. Both Rome and Persia are very much aware that Germany is just sim-citying right next to them. However, they're definitely wanting to kill each other for Rome. Calgo Mu locking down the one-tile pass of the fortified horse on the hill here. Germany conquers Leventa after a painstaking war because Leventa got walls up and said, screw you, buddy. Taking a look at the demographics here. We have Germany with 23 science a turn, Rome with 18, 12 from Russia, 14 from Persia, and 7.8 from Arabia. Looking at culture a turn, Rome, not surprising, having a large number this early with those free monuments. 19.1 a turn, Germany at 13 a turn, Persia at 10, Russia at 6.9, Arabia at 3.5, and looking at military score, Furch's Persia is leading right now at 303. Rolf's Rome is not far behind at 278 though, and he is still making more units every turn. Calgo Mu has 166 representing Germany. Rom's Russia has 114, and Golden RPG's Arabia is at 60. Really interesting to see how these things have shaped out this quickly already. Taking a quick look at the great people now that military movements are done. Hannibal Barca, classical general for us today. Taking a quick look in case I missed one, and we did not. Germany is at 4.6 a turn towards the first engineer of the game, which will be Militus. Production towards wonders. We'll see which wonder he chooses to allocate that to. Scientists, we have Abu up. Plus 20 healing for the player's units within a tile. He is amazing to have with your army instead of retiring him for the Eureka. And it looks, unless it's projected out by Rolf, Germany will be securing that, and Russia does not have a Lavra down, and there are no theaters up at this time. So the writers, artists, and musicians have not been accessed. We do have an end of the turn promotion from Rolf from a warrior to a legion, as well on the left here. This warrior just waiting his turn. More units coming out for Rolf here as he continues to attempt to push into Persian lands, but he has so many ranged units. That's like shooting fish in a barrel for Furch over here. Meanwhile, taking a look at Rom versus Golden RPGs here, Russia versus Arabia in the early game. These swordsmen are getting beat down. He is not going to take this city anytime soon. Golden RPG's telling him, listen guy, you want it, work for it. If you're not going to put in the effort, you're not getting my cities. Sim citying happening on behind this. Lots of builders running around. Another settler moving. Rom trying to produce a decent amount of cities here behind all this while he sims to catch up. He knows there's a Germany out there. I'm actually really surprised to see Tarsus will be falling next turn, because I honestly did not think an archer and a legion would be enough, and boy have I been proven wrong today. Definite good job on making me eat my words, Rolf. Stick it to the man. The concern, however, is still on this Germany. He has two settlers running around. Heck, they're running naked because there's nothing to threaten him. A third settler, I'm sorry, that one's at least linked with an archer. Germany is really going to take off with this game. But depending on how much longer this war takes, Rom and Arabia could, whichever wins, probably Rom. I'm not trying to show, any favoricy here, but it's taken way too long to kill Golden RPGs. He's doing a phenomenal job defending his land. But if Rom can get all of this territory, bash the city-states like Jerusalem that he doesn't want, probably Lisbon, because Zanzibar has a much better suzerain. He might even bash Valletta as well. He'll have so many cities down. So many. And he'll just be going hog wild as he sims to Cossacks. Top of the turn at 43 here. Kicking off with Rome and Persia's war. Quite a few more immortals than when the war first started, but there are more legions coming to reinforce this line. There are even a few chariots running around. Tarsus falls to Rolf's chariot, however he may be taking it right back. Oh, it's just short of the mark. We'll probably get it next turn. Furch is not building a settler or anything behind this or anything. He's devoting everything he has to this war. Except finishing this encampment, I guess. I wonder where specifically Kaugomu was looking to put this. I wonder if he's going to drop it on that one tile pass. Or maybe even on the cattle or this tile right here. This flatland. In order to put an encampment down on it. He does sacrifice quite a bit of production putting here though instead of over here. Or even on the cattle itself. Because he wants to reach out into these tiles here. Those hills and that rainforest. You can chop it, put a mine there. And rainforest. Take a quick look over here. One of the swordsmen has died. Golden RPGs is getting horsemen out of his capital now that he has gotten that encampment up, secured his horse. That has got to be irking Rom pretty hard. Let's see if Tarsus will be held. I do think it is going to die this turn. And this chariot has nowhere to go, so it will die along with the city. Horsemen coming out for Persia as well as additional immortals. Tarsus does indeed fall again, going right back to Furch's Persia. Rom moving his swordsman forward, looking for that horse. If Golden RPGs doesn't cover it, he's going to take it. And another encampment coming down in Hattin. I don't speak Arabic, so I'm trying to imagine how the accent would pronounce it. This would be Hattin. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, by all means. I don't want to offend anyone's culture. Besides, I'm always down to be learning new things. Golden RPGs keeping the scout fortified on the horse, denying it. That would be a second horse, so this archer may be intended for that. Zanzibar declaring on Golden RPGs, meaning that Rom has indeed suzerained it. Definitely more active with the city-states this game. Not just by bashing them, but also interacting with them with the suzerain statuses. We didn't really see that come up until much later in the round 1 game. And Germany choosing to put down in that flat 2-food tile as well. These legions just getting whittled down. This one's sitting on 3 promotions, though. That could be very dangerous. That horse returning to its position on the 1-tile pass. Golden RPG is actually flipping the tables on Rom here, hitting Astrakhan. Now let's remind players and people watching that the only deals allowed in these free-for-alls is to send peace. You're not allowed to trade luxes, resources, or any gold or anything of that nature. So they're likely negotiating peace right now, because they are risking an irrelevancy war with Germany as their neighbor. And peace is negotiated. Furch and Rolf realize, and listen, this is just taking way too long. Germany is just going to get out of control just like last game. And it's good to see players of a higher caliber be able to realize that. Because here comes the CS bash machine. Oh, nope, it's spreading out. Germany realizing that their war has stopped, so eyes are probably turning his way. More cities coming out of Germany. Plenty of SimCitying coming out of Rom's Russia now. But Astrakhan is under threat of dying. Moving archers forward, fortifying the swordsmen. The second iron is about to come online. If he can get rid of this scout with this archer and the 2 other scouts, he will have access to horsemen of his own. Alright, it dies, so he will get a builder over there in order to produce horsemen of his own. I was surprised to not see encampments drop. instead dropping a campus and commercials in several cities. Now that peace has been negotiated in the east, we are going to keep our attention focused over here now. We will be taking a look at the demographics to our players, watching as a reminder every 10 turns, coming around at turn 50. More horsemen being produced. Builder coming out. Archers moving forward. The Golden RPG seems to have found his stride getting this out. Rom had better be... Oh, tons of archers coming out of Rom. Oh my goodness. Probably going for crossbow tech then, it looks like. Let's see if the city falls though. I don't think it's enough. Taking a quick look over at our German player. Oh, this settler is at risk. This is a promoted scout. It could move over. If it has the penalty, oh, no, moves it back. Oh, that was a quick save there, bud. That scout was out of movement already, though. This Germany is just getting out of control. Taking a look back at the war between Russia and Arabia. Let's see if these archers, it's a stream of archers. With more archers coming out. Oh my goodness. That builder didn't go and improve the horses. He's not doing horsemen. Oh! If only he could have moved the art. Can he shoot? You know, if he could move that and shoot, he would have taken the city. Oh my goodness. Rom has got to move that swordsman out of there. He will lose the swordsman if he does not. A huge firing line coming up, though, from Rom. This is going to shred these horsemen down. A +6 commercial. My goodness, that's awesome. Let's take a quick look at great people. Hannibal is still up for grabs. The engineer has not been taken yet by Germany. He was just short. Abu still has not been claimed either. Still very early in the game. Actually, turn 48 is not... Well, it depends how you look at it. Personally, I consider cavalry around turn 65. I consider that to be the mid-game. But that's because as the game progresses, you start flying through text, you get up to tanks, helicopters, modern armor, you know, things of that nature. There's just so much more to the game than what most people see nowadays, because most people call the game around cavalry. Or when Russia shows up on their doorstep with like 30 Cossacks or something ludicrous like that. Germany presenting a horseman front here near Persia. It might be just out of sight though, but he probably knows it's there. Definitely making sure that... What's this lone builder doing down here? That's interesting. It's not a scout. Better hope Furch doesn't see it or he's going to have a nice scout. I wonder if he's fishing for a war declaration. Apadana down for a Cowgirl Moo. Once again makes the Apadana. And from here, as a Germany, his wonder control will be even more impressive because in the last game he used the Apadana to secure the city-state of Seoul and put his envoys into Stockholm so he had the science. But this time around he is Germany, so making these wonders is going to be a lot faster. Won't tell me what that is just yet. Furch is reeling from this war, though. Chariot's coming out, so we might have a night timing. They may go back to war for nights. Encampment never finished. But they have got to do something about Germany. Ah, okay. Rolf poising up, actually. He may use knights on Germany. Germany is pretty big right now. Meanwhile, over in the west, looking at Russia and Arabia, this war has slowed down. He razed the city. My goodness. Ram does manage to get that swordsman right before it gets taken, though. So good on him for sure. But that swordsman is in a lot of trouble still. At the turnover, ignoring the... Ooh. At the turnover, the horsemen choosing to go after the archers instead, but realizing they're walking into a hail of death. So many archers on this firing line. Another swordsman moving up. Chariot moving up as well. Stirrups are likely around the corner. If Rolf declares, I hope he doesn't forget about this scout back here. This scout from Germany could pillage the campus, the commercial. You get a lot of work done. There are no units back here to scare it off. Furch's Persia, though, definitely reeling. Taking a look at the demographics, turn 50. We have Germany with 44 signs to turn. Russia at 19.5. Rolf's Rome at 21.4. Furch's Persia at 13.1. And Golden RPG's Arabia at 8.4. Looking at culture now. Calgomu's Germany at 21.4. Rolf's Rome at 20.6. Rom's Russia at 15. Furch's Persia at 9.4. And Golden RPG's Arabia at 3.7. Taking a quick look at the military scores here. We're at 500 from Rolf. 431 from Furch. 306 from Rom. 231 from Calgomu. And 131 from Golden RPGs. Definite great showing today, guys. Well played so far. I'm looking forward to the rest of this match for sure. Tons of units pouring out of Rom's Russia down here. I certainly hope Golden RPGs hasn't stopped making horses, because he needs to start cranking more units out. We may see Rome and Persia go right back at it, folks. Eight cities with our current German player here today. Calgomu is moving his 9th down. I wonder where it will be going. Likely somewhere around this builder, which is running away from this Persian scout. A couple of archers from Golden RPG pushing as well, trying to kill some units off of where he can. Another horse coming out, teen. This one retreating to the defense of the encampment in order to heal up. Take a quick look at the great people points in their downtime. Hannibal is still up for grabs. Persia with 3 great points a turn. Arabia with 2. No one else contesting. The generals there. The engineer is grabbed by Germany. However, so is a merchant. Foreign trade routes to the city provide +2 gold to both cities. That is absolutely fantastic. That is a ton of gold generation. The next merchant is going to be Irene of Athens. Copy of luxury on the style to your capital. Beautiful. James of St. George, ancient medieval wall is coming up. No one really has enough points except for Rome to challenge Germany, it seems, to the merchants so far. It looks like great scientists will be going to Germany, however. No one is projecting it out. Calgo move does get the Hanging Gardens completed. So with fertility rights and the Hanging Gardens, he will have an astounding growth in his cities as he continues to build wide. Rom's production, just churning out all these military units, is starting to show as they come around the mountain range here and begin to encircle these horses and archers. Rome declares on Germany, saying, "Not today. Not doing to you what everyone did to me last game. Not letting you sim for free." Amsterdam does declare on Rolf in response. Legion hits the horse, however, knights are out. Rolf has knight tech. Moving his units away from the horse on the hill so that Kalgurmu cannot see these knights. However, I feel he should have killed this unit first because I do believe it's spotted for him. Lots of archers coming up to Hamburg though to aid in the defense on these tiles. Back in the west, Russia versus Arabia. Archers are shooting. Zanzibar no longer suzerain, so will not be applying any pressure if Golden RPGs were to send units that way. The city state is just simply not close enough in order to... Oh, no, let's read. Oh. Zanzibar getting scooped up by Kalgomu using that Apadana to just force things his way. Oh, and we all know what this is. Colosseum coming down. Pyramids coming up as well. Kalgomu just seeming to really love getting these wonders, scooping them all up. Rom making the most of this. Triple promoted swordsman. Slashing his way through these horses. Making the way for his archers. He's going to have to bring up a ram or something, though, to take the city. These marshes here, applying a -2 combat modifier to his units, it just makes it miserable to dredge through. Hannibal is scooped up by our Persian player. The next general is Genghis Khan. Traders coming out of Rome, getting his economy saturated. We'll be using a knight along with some archers and a legion or two to secure Amsterdam. Low rolls the archer here. Oh, that's rough. Definitely going to be some heated confrontation over here near Hamburg, but Germany does have crossbowmen. This could be a really big difference. But those aren't mercenary crossbowmen, so they cost 100 gold a shot to upgrade. It's very expensive. Not much change going on after that little skirmish over there in the west. As he's setting up to siege Hamburg, it looks like. He is definitely going to need more than what he has brought, unless he plans on raising it. Went top to bottom. Let's take a look at gold return. 64, my goodness, and 2 horses. 10 per turn. Has some luxuries in a horse. In Russia, we have 39 per turn. Horses and iron. I'd be hard building knights later. 15 a turn. 1 iron. 2 horses. Meanwhile, in Rome, 3 gold a turn. 1 of each. But he does have 4 luxes. I do not think he'll be getting this Colosseum, though. Not with that. Not with the engineer there. Meanwhile, poising up in the defense of Hamburg, this horse decides to hit the knight. I'm not too sure why. Actually, I'm sorry, the knight hit the horse. Walls at Hamburg shoot. And the west, the horse pushes forward. This archer promotes into a 2. And Rom is kind of stopped again. Definitely needs to get his demographs up if he wants to compete in this game. This is taking far too long. We're rooting for you, Rolf, to do something to this Germany. Hopefully, Furch is able to expand behind this. He hasn't made any more settlers. I'm kind of worried for him. Golden RPGs needs to play defensively and not be reaching out like this. He needs to expand behind all this. Speaking of which, like, the guy's reading my mind almost, making a settler now finally. But he needs to bring the horses back. He's not going to win this war by being offensive and aggressive. He needs to just sim up behind it and just not try to not let Rom make any more progress. Because he's fighting an irrelevancy war, and it's a very uphill one. He will eventually lose it. This Hansa tile is more of a trap than anything else. However, James of St. George is here to provide medieval walls to it. So that's going to be incredibly difficult to take. Next to Jadir will be one allowing the city to build an additional district. And the Eureka for printing. Absolutely wonderful. Abu was passed up by Germany actually, so we will be waiting. Hopefully Rome takes it. Great benefit to his military forces. Of course, Newton could be right around the corner. A little bit of Sim City going on back home for Russia here. Well, he continues to fight this war. He's definitely in the superior position and can be the aggressor. But Golden RPGs certainly put up much more of a fight than Rom thought he would. I'm honestly hoping that Furch makes some settlers and starts settling his land down here and the one over there. Definitely make the most of this natural wonder. He knows it's here. Furch definitely fought a little bit of an irrelevancy war with Rome here. They did fall behind. But I would not be surprised to see him swing around and attack Germany, but it looks like he's just not planning on doing so. Meanwhile, Golden RPG is making an offensive line here. He needs to pull these horses back, and instead is continuing to push forward. I don't agree with this decision at all. Amsterdam will be falling in the next few turns, though. Yep, could be right here with this knight. With the Legion. I'm going to use the knight maybe to go kill the scout back here. This does relieve all the pressure from Rolf's rear. Rolf choosing to retreat due to the crossbowman, I'm assuming. As well as that engineer there just saying, hey look, I can throw up walls again whenever I feel like. And they will be medieval walls. And Rom is pushing these horses back now, and I think Golden RPG's realizing the mistake he made here. He should have pulled these 3 horses back and just provided additional support. What? We're voting to CC to Germany already? reminding the players involved that voting to CC must be unanimous, and the remaining positions will be determined by score. A little bit. So if they are not okay with the positions they are currently in, then they need to vote no and play on. I have to admit, though, that they allowed Germany to sim freely for far too long. But Rolf attacking to Germany just wasn't feasible at the time. It was over a 1-tile pass, as opposed to a 2 to 3 tile and a 1 tile instead of just one. Well, I don't see any people voting, so we're playing on. This game is continuing. As a reminder to our viewers out there, in the future when we have more than 4 clans being represented, there were originally 5 in this game, but due to internal difficulties, that 5th clan is no longer being represented. However, when we have 6, 7, or 8 clans, this will become an Iron Man free-for-all, and these matches will last until it is last man standing or someone goes to space or manages to sell genes to the entire world.
Looking at the text chat, I put up a vote to concede.
Rolf talking to the players saying, hey, listen, I put up a CC thing. I did not see any votes come in, so this is playing on. Turn 60, let's take a look at demographics. Germany with 65.5 science per turn. Rolf's Rome with 32. Rom's Russia with 24.3. Furch's Persia at 15.8. Golden RPG's Arabia at 8.4. Let's take a look at the culture. 27.9 for Calgo Moo's Germany. Rolf's Rome at 29.3. They're very close. Russia is at 18, coming from Rom. And Furch's Persia is at 10.8. Golden RPG is 3.7.
The votes here, right? I would vote down.
Yeah.
Calgo Moo producing the Oracle. Getting those envoys. Archers tickling that fortified horse. Getting those free promotions. However, Calgo Moo is control of Zanzibar and will likely just drop his 6th in there and start moving along. Rolf has realized that this Germany is just getting out of control. 65.5 science a turn to turn 61. It's almost as if he has a science city-state with him. This legion is promoting. However, the crossbow moving forward, this definitely could cause problems. In the west, swordsmen are pushing forward for Rom. I wonder if he's going to follow this settler out and lay waste to that city. However, his units are slowly moving forward. He has more chariots coming up, so I wonder if he's going to be promoting to knights himself. And with that, we are going to take a quick look at the tech tree. Arabia is back in the classical era still, but most of our players are in the medieval era at varying points. And we will see where they choose to go from there. Looking at the civics tree, Rome is in the lead. Likely hit mercenaries and is shifting to Merchant Republic or getting ready for it. Our remaining players are within civil service and feudalism range. Crossbow getting in position to shoot these archers. More chariots coming out of Rom. We're definitely going to be seeing some knights. Mamluks going to be coming out soon for Arabia as well. With that swordsman moving up, Rom will see the chariots coming, so he will know. Mamluks are coming soon. He needs to have knights of his own ready. Still no extra settlers coming for Furch. Sitting on 3 cities. Germany is just continuing to sim city behind this. He's made a handful of units. Sitting on more to simply promote with, but he just doesn't need to make any units. Rome is the only person going for him. Furch simply isn't in a position to wage war with him anymore. And Arabia and Russia are on the other side of the world. Rom choosing to take Lisbon under his suzerain now, since he lost Zanzibar to the Germany. Oh yeah, 3 more envoys than the next person. I'm kind of surprised to not see Calgomu put envoys into Buenos Aires, as for those of you who do not know, Buenos Aires and other city-states of its nature, the industrial ones, make industrial zones to have additional production. But it is, of course, when making wonders, buildings, and districts. But hey, an extra 4 is still an extra 4, and it's an extra 6 in the capital. Definitely interested to see the timing for the Mamluks. Oh-ho! Rome manages to scoop the Colosseum. And this turned out to be the Oracle, so I was completely wrong on the mark there. Definitely surprised to see him get it. Definitely interested to see how the culture was impacted. I guess we won't. Well, 45 to 32, definite difference. Rolf presumably offering peace to Germany here. Lots of ranged attacks going back and forth on both sides. Calgo, Mu, and Rolf piecing, realizing that, hey, this I can't kill you on my own, not right now, and certainly not through a one-tile pass. So Calgo Mu knows he has at least 10 turns apiece, at the very least, with this Rome. Question is when will Rome return to fight Furch's Persia? Because I don't think Furch can fight it off. Because if Rolf doesn't take out Furch and try to expand south, he'll never be able to compete with this Germany. It just won't happen. There's too much room. But on the flip side of the coin, if this war ends with knights around the night tech timing for these players. Oh, actually, Calgo Mu's warrior looping all the way around knows that if Arabia's here, that must mean Russia's over here too. So Germany may be setting his sights on Russia next. But that is a long distance to travel without naval units. That is a really long time. Look at it, great people. Genghis Khan picked up by Persia. Beisheng picked up by Germany. So let's look at the next ones. I hear units. I heard units upgraded and it was Lisbon Swordsman. Mamluks are here now. Only one of them, maybe two. Not quite enough to finish the sword off. That Mamluk, though, giving that capital a 55 combat strength, that is a really big deal. It is going to take a lot to take that city now. Definitely needs knights of his own. Taking a look at the great people now. Next general is going to be Adolphus from the Renaissance era. He's the one who makes a bombard unit when you retire him. And it is very likely that Arabia will get it unless Persia projects. Engineers are still uncontested and will be going to Germany. Workshops provide one culture and will give a Eureka from a random tech in the modern era. That is absolutely phenomenal. Free culture where you can get it is of course amazing. The next merchant coming up will be going very likely to Germany unless Rome projects it to get the free bank and market. And it also gives 2 great work slots for anything. Abu is still receiving no love this game, but Russia has 8 scientist points a turn to Germany's 14.2. So if Germany gets Newton, the game is more or less over, I think, unless Rom can clean this up very quickly and begin catching up. Rom does have, though, Divine Spark, and that could be the deal breaker there. Let's stop by and take a look at these Hanses, shall we? Petra. That'll be a nice Petra. Turn these dead tiles into something. Oh. Germany declaring on Rom's Russia so that he loses anything he had going with Zanzibar. Lisbon hounding down this horseman and a settler. I wonder where they're going to be running off to. I do feel we are going to see Rome declare on Persia soon with these knights. But I would imagine Furch is nearly at knights himself. Oh, the Mamluk. He needs more iron though. He needs to keep making more of these. He is in a lot of trouble. Heck, some of these have promotions too, so... Man, this archer from Lisbon is doing work. Germany has entered the Renaissance era. It takes the encampment with this 4 promoted sword. It's a shame it's going to die to this Mamluk. That guy has put in work. These players really working their butts off here in this game. All of them are trying their absolute best for their various clans and communities that they represent. And I know I do, and I know they do as well, is really appreciate you guys coming out and watching the matches today. Whether you watch the first one, this one, or the last one later tonight, it's absolutely wonderful to know that they have your support. I have your support by watching the stream. And it really means a lot to them and to myself as well. It's part of what drives them. It gives them that energy to really put their best foot forward here. Holy Knights, we missed that upgrade wave. But it happened this turn. Golden RPGs, you're in trouble. You can't see it yet, but my goodness, you need to pull these Mamluks back and fortify them. Abu being picked up by Rom. I wonder how he will choose to use it. The next scientist is... Châtelet. Had to think about it for a minute. Triggers 3 Eurekas from random Renaissance and Industrial techs. It's actually pretty nice if you get ones that are kind of difficult to get. Frigates, for example. If you don't make muskets, you know, it could be very, very good one to get. Metal casting, you're pretty much guaranteed to have. Building a university adjacent to a monument, to a mountain, that's pretty much always going to happen. But if you get ones such as the O2 Bombard Siege Tactics, printing, things like that, it can really help speed your trip along to cavalry, to field cannons. having this knight here in Tarsus, definitely telegraphing that he might be coming down here with a lot of units. Knights moving forward from Rom here. Going to be looping around. The Golden RPGs definitely sees it behind this archer. Oh, has to plant in place because the archer was going to kill him otherwise. Does get to settle up here though. Châtelet is being taken by Germany and used immediately. I wonder what he got. The next scientist is Galileo, though. Or do we have any wonderful mountains to use on? Let's see, we have a 3. Have another 3. A 3. That's a 3, that's a 3. So nothing absolutely absurd. Mamluk is retreating and promoting. Knights definitely moving forward to put the pressure back on Golden RPGs. Not as safe as he once presumed with those Mamluks. But he will definitely hold that city for a while if there's no battering ram following up, which there does not appear to be. Engineers are moving around for our German player. We're going to take a quick look and see if we missed any. And we did not. We have been paying really good attention there. Another settler coming out for Rolf here. Unfortunately, no super trolley island chain with a Galapagos. It's unfortunately over here. Abu is at the front line here, providing amazing healing to these units. And we'll leave the camera here to watch the start of next turn. Really see how Rom chooses to use his units in combat against these Mamluks. The marsh is a -2, and the woods here is a +3. So this Mamluk is on here in the woods will be harder to kill. Mamluk in the marsh fortifies as Rom chooses to encircle the city instead of engaging them directly for the time being. Abu, though, is going to be providing a lot of healing. More units coming out of our German player. He is definitely getting ready for cavalry. Crossbowman being upgraded by Rome. Finally, another city coming out of Furch. Looks like he's realized he's got to get ready to play for the long haul here, but Germany may not let him. There's a ton of horses coming out. He's actually sending some west, so he may be looking to bash Valletta here and just secure even more land for himself. He has definitely realized from his warrior scouting up that way that Rom has a ton of room once he finishes up Arabia. Loading into the top of turn 70. More horsemen coming out of Germany. Mamluks being produced. We are going to take this moment to look at demographs, however. I'm going to move our camera out so we can continue to see the action as we go. Mamluk actually leaving the city in order to engage knights here. It's very dangerous. Loses one Mamluk. Almost 85 sides a turn from Kaukomu's Germany. 50, almost 51 from Rolf's Rome. Rom's Russia is at almost 40 a turn, while Furch's Persia is sitting at almost 20. With Golden RPGs at 10.5 a turn for science. Looking at culture, almost 57 coming out of Rolf's Rome. Kaukomu's Germany close behind at, actually ahead of him, I'm sorry, at almost 60. Russia's culture is at 21.5, Persia's at 17, and Arabia is at 4.6. Taking a quick look at our military demographics here, we have almost 1,200 military score coming out of Kaukomu. He's just producing a ton of horses. No, he has a dominant lead in science. He is going to be using his cavalry to push people to the floor. Rom is sitting at about 733 himself, while Rolf's Rome is at 604, Furch's Persia at 514, and Arabia at 111. Great library finished by Kaukomu. This is definitely for some more envoys. I'm going to take a look at the city-states now. Zanzibar in definite control. And is now contesting Rom for Lisbon. So this could definitely be a thorn in Rom's side later. Not being able to control a commercial city-state and have them at war with him. Taking a minute to look at these Hanses. Another Mamluk eats the dust. But without shipbuilding, you cannot contest that crab tile, so this city will never fall under siege. Top of the turn. Petra has been completed in this city. Look at all of these horses coming out of our German player. Takes Galileo. Also takes De Medici. The next merchant is taken by Rome. He did try to steal it, but failed to do so. But he got 2 envoys. The next merchant will be Rahatoramal. Our next scientist is Isaac Newton. Oh my goodness. If Germany cannot secure this, Rom could make a huge comeback. He needs to project the scientist. He needs to recognize this is there, and he has to get projects chopping immediately. A little bit of city-state limbo going on. However, Rom has knights up here at this northern city, and he is laying waste to the capital. Also has crossbows reinforcing this. Great scientist Abu providing healing to all of these units, at least to the adjacent ones and the knight he's attached to. Cavalry coming to the field. Upgrading these on Furch's doorstep. The time has come. You need to move all of those units at least around your capital. You may have to sack the city just to have a defensible line here.
Ooh, desync.
Yay, desyncs.
Uh-oh. Where's desyncs of the game coming out? It's no good.
Yeah, I desync too.
Multiple settlers coming out of Rome. If we absolutely have to, we can re-lobby.
I don't know if we're gonna have to. I mean, this is the first desync, so we'll see. I'm back in. Any of you guys hear me, by the way?
I can.
I can't hear the clicking on Discord for some reason, so I don't know if I'm
Are
just
you
talking
streaming?
to the wind. Yeah.
It's the streamer mode from Discord. You're not going to hear any of it. You just kind of get used to it. Germany's cavalry pushing on to Furch. He is going to start knocking players off. First head on the chopping block is Persia. Oh. And in response, Furch declares on Rome as well. So looking to do as much damage as feasibly possible with his units. The low roll into a promotion. Oh no. 3 settlers sitting here though. Not too sure if they're going to light up a campfire or what. Capital does fall to Rom's knights here as he starts to push in on Hattin. And this city will fall sooner or later. Another knight coming up to help out. These cavalry just going to surge forward all over the place. Don't appear to be any desyncs this time.
No, looks good.
Excellent. Just appears as though Rolf is letting his units get battered and bashed here. He does need to react to this, though. He needs to either pull back or push forward. But I don't think he has the military presence to fight through all this. But with these cavalry coming from the west, I mean, I really don't feel that Furt should be fighting north. He should be fighting west. These players definitely trying their best as they move forward here, but Germany was just left alone for so long. In the west, Rom's knights are hitting this northern city. A third one's coming up to assist. And his units are just trudging ever closer to Hattin. Walls do come up, though. Golden RPGs did an excellent job delaying Rom throughout this war. There were some ups and downs to it on both sides, and I certainly hope he takes a learning experience from it as to what he could do better in the future to be the one that comes out on top next time. But he definitely dragged this out a lot longer than it should have gone. So good job there defending. But cavalry are being promoted and being sent west. So we could see a sweep come through if enough are sent. Tushpa holding for now with its walls, but once those walls fall down, it will be over for that city. Tushpa falls to Germany. With the city defenses being what they are, Rolf has to know that cavalry are out. I'm not entirely certain why he has these 3 settlers where he does. It's definitely not much to settle. Units beginning to form a defensive line and a firing line on the western border here. This little city he first dropped is going to be falling very soon, Zronka. Looking at the west, units are poising up around the city. It is under siege. He is starting to hit the walls with his knights. Next turn, Sanya should fall. Ranged units beginning to fire upon the cavalry. Wait, what? Oh, I see. This unit is dead. For some reason, that knight appeared to be in this tile. I was very confused. Furch controls Buenos Aires. Kaugomu has secured both of the commercial city-states as his own. That Apadana really shining through here. Even picking up last game when he wasn't Germany, he picked it up as Russia. Definitely showing that if anyone really wants to grab it, you just have to set yourself up to get it, and it can be yours. And the power of it is really being showcased here. He's denying trade routes to multiple players by controlling these commercials the way he is. Namely to Russia, of course, but also to Arabia had they not warred the way they did. I highly doubt this would have played any differently had Arabia just gone upward in Rom, and he just didn't fight early. His lead may not be as dominant as it is right now, but those city-states would still be under his control from having the Apadana. Zranka is very likely to fall this turn. Zranka falls to the German cavalry as he's pushing forward and pillaging tiles as he does so, denying the usefulness to Furch's city. So even if the war takes a while, he will not get the output of his tiles. What is this? Sorry, I can't pronounce that one. I want to say it's Sanya, but I don't know. Arabic is not that good at all, nor my understanding of the language. So I do apologize. If you do know it's pronounced, please let me know in the chat or the comments when this is uploaded to YouTube. I'd greatly appreciate that. Adin is definitely falling within the next turn or two, and with it will be the hopes of DI's player golden RPGs for this round. He definitely did a good job dragging out the war, though. If only he had played a little bit more defensively, I think he would have gotten a little more bang for his buck with his units. Definitely an excellent job raising this city that was planted boldly and brazenly next to his capital. 2 cities going down. These are pretty much duds except for this river one here. This is really rough. This one could at least make some growth, but this one here that's. Oof. Waiting for the turn to roll over here. We will be keeping an eye. We will be watching the Golden RPG's final moments here for sure at the start of the turn. And that is GG to DI's Golden RPGs. Great game, well played. You definitely dragged that war out a lot longer than it should have been. So great job on delaying Rom for his Cossacks and the other, he did get a lot of extra cities down during the war.
Yes, he's dead.
However, the catch-up game is on now because Rom is severely behind this Germany. He needs to do something to close this gap. He certainly has room. He can make a lot more cities. But in the meantime, German cavalry are pushing into Persia's heart. Horses being produced by Rome as well in multiple cities, so we may have cavalry coming out there as well. Definitely divert our attention now to the war going on between both Persia and Germany now, as well as Rome, since Church did declare on Rome as well. Horses moving into position. Cavalry tech must be around the corner. We're going to take this moment to look at the tech tree. And absolutely right, Rome is at either printing or siege tactics, with Germany already at military science and is likely picking up industrialization now or moving toward it. Russia is not far behind here, is also moving toward those Cossacks. However, they are very, very far away. So when it's time for the Cossacks, he's likely to use them to bash several city-states down. Taking a look at great people and look at previously recruited. Leonardo da Vinci is picked up by Germany. Great scientist Newton picked up by Germany. That could be the nail in the coffin. We will see. Next general coming out is still Adolphus. Engineer is going to be another Wonder production in Filippo. I want to say Brunelleschi, but I could be greatly mistaken there. Merchant Rahaturamal is up once again. It's likely going, actually, it'll be going to Germany. Germany have the higher point count there, I believe. Let's tune in now to the war that's going on. There'll probably be tons of SimCitying going on from Rom for quite some time now. He has so much room. There are some German cavalry units moving west though, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. In 2 more turns, we will be taking a look at the demographics once again, and it'll definitely showcase how powerful Newton has been for this game. Newton's one of the best scientists in the game, hands down. Einstein can be another game changer, but Newton definitely makes a huge difference, especially when he comes into play, being a big deal.
I'm gonna go quick smoke then.
We are taking a 5-minute break here for the players. Go ahead and stretch your legs, talk around, relax, kick it back. By all means, let your friends know what's going on here today, that we have multiplayer leagues going on with Civilization 6. It's not as dead and broken as everyone was originally led to believe. The game is improving. It is still very young for a Civilization game. We're not even at our first expansion yet. So let people know that, listen, there are people out there streaming, there are tournaments going on. This could actually turn into a major thing or a major deal, because you have clans from all sorts of communities coming together to compete in events like this. This could very quickly turn into something that could be, you'd have cash prize pools and things of that nature. You could have people trying to go semi-pro level or pro level play with this. This isn't a first-person shooter, it's not StarCraft, but it can rise to that level and become an esport if we as players step up and try to make it get there. We have to be willing to put that foot forward. Game will be resuming in 3 minutes.
I'm back.
When you do return, be sure to put a plus in chat so we can keep track.
I think that's everyone, right?
The game is unpaused, and we are right back into the action as all players mark that they were returned and ready to go. These cavalry from Germany pushing ever closer to the capital here. Rolf is definitely seeing this pressure on Furch and realizing, damn, I am definitely next after this. However, Rom has control of his continent, so builder coming out in his capital, some more builders moving around, definitely a lot of sim citying to be done. He really needs to catch up, get his act in gear. Looks like Lisbon is going to be taken by force and razed. Or not razed, I'm sorry, he will keep that city. Nobody has really gone after non-Madol just yet. More cavalry being promoted at home in Germany's lands. In the meantime, however, these units are still moving west. I wonder if he'll be able to catch him by surprise. But Rom already has units moving this direction, so they are going to be intercepted. The question is does he have enough to stop it? I do believe he does. Depends if they spread out or not. Here we are loading into the top of turn 80. We're going to be taking a look at demographs after military moves are made. In fact, we're going to pan the camera over to the left here so we can open up the demograph menu and not miss any of the action.
I desynced.
Oh no, more
Who did?
desyncs.
Rom.
Okay.
It's not a big deal for me right now.
Is anyone
Yeah, so
else
is mine.
desyncing? Has anyone else desynced?
Nope.
Alright then. I'm assuming we will not need a re-lobby then.
No, and I should be done by the time the turn is done. I think.
Alright.
It shouldn't be a difference really in time.
Calgomu is laying into the capital city of Furch here, in Persia's heart here. Meanwhile, looking at the demographics of the turn, essentially 130 science a turn for Germany and Calgomu here, doing an excellent job. 63.8 from Roman Empire. The Russians, represented by Rom here, Clan OP, is at 52, almost 53 a turn. Furch is sitting at a 14.3 a turn. Definitely feeling the heat from this Germany. Taking a look at culture now, almost 68 a turn for the Germans, whereas Rome is pushing off a 71, almost 72 a turn.
Okay, I'm back in.
Almost 25 a turn coming from the Russians and almost 14 from the
And
Persians.
I seem to be in the observer slot.
What? What?
I've lost all my units, and I can see the whole map.
Who is this?
Whoa.
Take a screenshot.
Yeah, send me that. I need to report that to Fruit Strike and Hellblazer.
I don't know if I genuinely lost all my units, but I certainly can't
No,
see
you
them.
got them on my screen.
I'm clicking on the tiles where they were, and there's nothing happening. I think we might need a relobby.
I think we need a re-lobby.
I'll send you the picture.
We'll give you a quick
That also looks, you know, that's a nice little one to have.
right. Alright, we're exiting to main menu. We're going to be reloading turn 80.
Alright.
Well then. Well, that's definitely a new one.
Yeah,
I have the lobby up with the autosave. I'm really surprised to hear that happened.
First time for everything, right?
They said it happened on the TV too.
Should be perfectly safe for you guys to join since all the slots are pre-locked.
Does anybody know what's going on in the team right now?
No idea. These games are way too long to do a best of 3. Holy crap.
In the future, they won't be at all, and honestly, if the clans agree to it, we can just not have the third game.
Yeah, I don't think you should... Like, there's so many events, you don't really need a best of 3 for individual events.
I think that was originally intended because the FFA wasn't comfortable being turned into an Iron Man with so few players.
Okay.
And we can't just have each clan send 2 people, because then Even if you tell them not to team up, not everyone, they're just going to be subtly ignoring their clan mate to try and help their clan win. And that's just, that's not acceptable. If you guys are in, though, let's ready up and get back into the game.
Yep.
But in the future, these FFAs will be an Iron Man where it's just one game with a whole bunch of people in it, with one from each clan, of course, with a bunch of clans represented, and it'll just be one grueling long game where it's last man standing, where someone goes to space or sells their genes to everyone else in the world.
From the first
I don't know, there's
stirrings
a
of
mass
life
conversion
beneath water
heresy, I don't know.
to the great beast.
For that, is there going to be a custom map at
To
least?
man taking his first
That is
upright
still being
steps,
discussed and
you have
debated.
come far.
There are pros and
Now
cons on
begins your
both sides of that
greatest
argument.
quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards
The best person to
stars.
take that up with would
Your
be Canuck
Majesty, the
Soldier,
Queen
as he is
Victoria
the
of
one in
England.
charge of running the CCC
Extend
events.
your reach beyond your borders and across the face of the globe. Worry not over the possibility of defeat.
But I can tell you
for
that
your
it
loyal
is part of the
redcoats
discussions we're
and
having.
overwhelming navy will surely carry the day. With your calm and steady touch, you can bring all lands under England's sway, establishing a true Pax Britannica.
Alright, so I think I remember all my moves. Nothing too crazy happened.
We will be trusting, people to be honorable about this and do the same moves. If you need to turn to work it out, it is an unlimited turn timer for the first turn.
Yeah, and if you have like one movement like off, that's not a big deal. It's not a huge deal, but there are some moves are really damn important.
Some are, sure, but, we're not going to crucify people because, oh my god, that builder did not go to that tile, how dare you.
I don't remember what you do with your crossbows.
I just know I pulled him back.
All my units are gone again.
Are you kidding? Oh, they are. Oh my god, they are gone.
I wish I was.
They're gone on my.
Holy
Is
shit,
it,
your units.
Where'd all those leaded? Yeah, they were.
What
they were
the
leaded.
fuck?
They're
It has 0 military strength.
I still have my military. That's weird. Wow.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to go get one of the tournament directors in here.
I mean, I guess if we go back a turn before I desync, that might.
Oh, I
fix
do
it.
have turn 79 auto-save. Do you guys want to do that?
Sorry about this.
That's at least, it's got to be preferable to not having any units.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
for some of us,
For oh,
I've got,
killing me.
I've got no stake in this game without an army. That's for sure.
All right, I'm gonna go load up turn 79. That is absurd.
I can still see the whole map as well.
That's insane. Never encountered this bug before. All right, we're gonna go load up 79. I'm gonna see if that fixes it. It's before the desync issue. I'm very sorry this has happened. I've never encountered this before. Turn 79 is up.
Somehow or other, it seems to be like thinking that I'm the observer in some
Did you
way.
guys swap slots when you first joined?
Nope. I switched with Calgo Moo.
Clearly, the game does not like Rome.
I guess, I mean... That is nuts. Waiting on Rom.
Okay. Waiting on you, Sarnith. Ready? Yep.
Oh, my apologies.
Hopefully we don't lose our units again.
That was definitely odd.
I've never seen that before.
I've never encountered this with.
I mean, it's got to be the spectator.
It has to be,
From
and
the
I don't
first
understand why it would
stirrings of
shift to
life
you. I am
beneath
the
water,
bottom slot. It is
to
supposed
the
to go
great
to me and me
beasts
alone.
of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest.
I wonder if it has to do with the Civ being conquered.
Cradle of civilization.
I'm not sure,
on
but I'm going to
toward
try
the
and send
stars.
Hellblazer a
Your
message
Majesty, the Queen
regarding it. I'm
Victoria
going to
of
send him that
England,
screenshot as well.
extend your reach beyond your borders and across the face of the globe. Worry not over the possibility of defeat, for your loyal redcoats and overwhelming navy.
I don't really remember what happened. I think you just moved all your stuff back, didn't you?
Pretty much. I think I had 1 or 2 pot shots. Oh, and I think you did kill the immortal on this turn.
You're talking to me now, right?
Did you kill it or did he kill it?
I'm pretty sure
He killed it.
I don't see any of Rolf's units.
Yeah.
Still?
Still fucked.
He has a military strength this time, though.
What the hell?
So they're invisible legions.
Yeah, the scariest kind. Alright, I just loaded. Let me look at
I'd be okay with them being
Rolf.
invisible, but I'm clicking the space where they were and nothing's happening. So
Alright, I'm going to grab one of the tournament staff. I'm going to bring them into here and see what we can work out. Because this is fucked. I don't have an answer for this. Canuck, are you here?
No, not here at all.
Okay, good. I need you to come into the FFA channel. Alright, Canuck, so we have an issue. We had to re-lobby because there was a desync, and all of Rolf's units disappeared.
Did
And
that
we
just
tried
happen?
to reload and autosave. Wait. No. We tried reloading the turn from the autosave. Didn't fix it, even though it was before the desync. We tried the turn before it now. It's still not there. He's fucked. He has all his units are gone.
Is this a problem with the observer mod?
It has to be.
Probably. This happened just in our game to someone who was a row, but it didn't matter. But he lost all his units.
Yeah. Pablo told me that all his units disappeared. He's freaking out of the
We need
game
to
anyway.
reach out to Hellblazer and try and we can get him to fix this. It's Fruit Strike's mod, but when I talked to Fruit Strike, he said he signed all of his intellectual property for the Civ 6 mods to Hellblazer.
Okay, I'll see if he can track down the bug in it. I mean, we had it. The first bug was the random player can see the entire map. Pablo had that too. Same thing that happened in the 3 versus 3 TL or TCL tournament, right?
Yeah, where he could just see the map, but units didn't disappear.
Now units are disappearing. So there's something wrong here.
It seems when a player is conquered or leaves, it's shifting the slots around, and it's even though I'm bottom, it's giving the other bottom player the observer mod, which makes no sense. But what do we want to do about this? Because, like, first and second are in a very dominating position, and neither of them really want to surrender to the other. But this affects the immediate war going on.
What place is the guy that's lost their units?
Technically second.
I'm second right now.
Oh, so we can't.
I mean, I'm happy to.
Do we try loading back like 2 turns or something, or does it matter?
It doesn't seem to matter. Like
Yeah, we already loaded
we're
back.
2 turns before the desync already.
Well, I don't know how we can replay the game. And
I don't think it's fixable.
Yeah.
no, I don't think it's fixable. Yeah. And
we could almost call it though. It's just a matter of placing you two.
we're going to have to call it, but give the top 2 guys a tie for first, and both give them.
It's not first and
Whoa.
second that are
Second and
contesting;
third.
it's second and third.
Yeah.
We're the ones that are close. The first place is just absolutely out. He's dominating the game. So, yeah, it's second and third that are sitting there.
So we give first place 5 points. We give second and third 3 points each.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's fine with me. I would have preferred to play it out.
Unless the overall CCC ties at the end of tomorrow's games, and in which case, if it does tie because of this, we play a playoff duel or something.
Yeah, we do a sudden death. That'd be really
We do a
fun.
sudden death, and that's what we always had that plan. If we had to have a sudden death tomorrow,
That'd be really damn cool if we did. But yeah,
All right.
yeah, I
So-
think that this is.
Okay, all players in game, if you agree to what was proposed by Canuck from the tournament staff, please put a plus into chat. Alright, the game is called. I'm very sorry that this happened, guys. I have no honest fix for it. We are going to look into it. Grats
we
to
will,
Calgo Moo for winning the match.
so
I have a question for both Jason and Church. What is Germany doing? How is he so damn strong right now?
Because Rome went after me instead of Germany.
Oh,
Well, I thought I could roll you.
Yeah. To be fair, there's a 1 tile pass
Sound like a
between
soft
me and Rome.
target.
so you had a turn 1 roll win.
I mean, I
Nice.
got one city. He could have kept trading it back and forth forever, but he decided to peace out. Which, honestly, if you hadn't peaced out,
and I will get a hold of Hellblazer, and because what's happening is if someone dies, it shifts the slots, and it's screwing up the observer. It's giving other players the observer role.
Yeah, it seems to be what seems to have caused it is the person who was in the second last slot. So I was in the 5th slot out of 6 in the lobby, and then when someone above me was knocked out of the game, like not just DC'd, but his civ was completely killed. It seemed to be after that it happened. So I was in the second last slot, and now for some reason it seems to be like giving me some of the spectator features, which is really weird. But yeah, Germany just had 2/3 of the map to himself with all the.
Thank you out to everyone who came to watch today's match for the round 2. Really appreciate it. The players do as well. They really tried their hardest representing their clans and communities, putting forth their best foot here in order to try and claim domination. The match, however, is called to Calgo Moo's Germany after a dominating win, and with the technical issues that we encountered, we are approaching the person who is in charge of monitoring this mod now. So in order to fix that bug so it does not happen again in the future, second and third place have tied for second due to that issue because they are unable to play it out. And we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for the 3v3s and the 4v4s. Hope you guys turn out. Can't wait to see you guys next time.